Knowing how real estate investors make money in real estate is not a rocket science, and it is something that everybody can know. And in this video, we want to talk about how to make money through real estate. How to make money through real estate. And we have the two major categories of how people make money through real estate. And I'm going to break it down so that we can understand. This video is going to have a part 2 where I'll be talking about the cash flow side and the capital appreciation side. This is just an introduction. So without wasting much of our time, let's jump into it. So we can see that we have number 1 is cash flow, and number 2 is capital appreciation. So which means when you buy a property, you should know what is the reason why am I buying this property. Is it for cash flow or for capital appreciation? And another major thing is that the way the real estate the investors, the way they make money is by combining both, making sure that a property gives them cash flow and also capital appreciation at the same point in time. Even though you may need an entry point, maybe okay, I'm just starting out as a rookie real estate investor. So where do I start out? So you need to know, okay, when I'm starting out, do I want cash flow or capital appreciation? So choose one. Don't jump into the two that okay, I want both. If you want both, then it means you have your capital is high enough, is much. You have something to bring into the market so that you can invest. Your capitalization will be on the high side. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So cash flow, which means you are generating money daily, weekly, it could be monthly, and it could be yearly. Do you understand? It could be daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. Why capital appreciation? Let me give you an example. You will understand now. When you buy a property, or let's say you build a 4 unit or 4 bedroom or 3 bedroom, let me put it that way. So which means you have 4 flats and you are renting it out, let's say for 500,000 naira yearly. 500,000 naira yearly for each flat, which means it's giving you 2 million naira, and you bought that property for 40 million naira, which means the cash flow that is coming from it is how much? It's 2 million naira yearly, which is 5%. Now don't forget that even though you bought the property 40 million naira today, one thing about real estate, especially when it comes to land, even if the property itself is not appreciating, the land is appreciating. Which means that 40 million naira in the next 10 years will not be 40 million naira. It would have been maybe 50 or 60 million naira, depending on the appreciation rate of that location. So that is what is called capital appreciation, which means, let's say after 5 years now, the property is no longer 40 million. The property is now 50 million. And we do something in a business called revaluation. After re-evaluating the property, we now see that the worth now is 50 million naira and not 40 million. So which means we have a capital appreciation of 10 million. That's the difference, 10 million. 10 million, that's the we call it revaluation gain in accounting. Revaluation gain. And that's revaluation gain. So what is, you now see that I now wrote unrealized gain. Unrealized gain is a gain that is on paper. It is not tangible. It is tangible until the property is being sold. So which means after 5 years, if you want to sell the property, after you have collected cash flow for 5 years, you have collected cash flow for 5 years, which is 10 million naira. Now you are selling for 50 million naira. So you can see that 10 million is coming from here, and you also have 10 million naira from here, which means 20 million at the end of the day. I hope you understand to that point. So that is capital appreciation, which means once you get involved in real estate, one thing about real estate is that the real estate assets, they appreciate. So that is what we call capital appreciation. It is not something that you have gained now, but the moment you sell that property later in future, you will have your gain in your hand, either in hand or in bank. But for now, it's on paper. We do something called revaluation on property. Revaluation. So when we do the revaluation, we have something called unrealized gain. So I hope you understand that. So it is daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. When you the rental income you are collecting from that property. So you can see the first part of cash flow is what is through rental income. Rental income. The reason why I'm building this facility is so that I can collect rental income. It could be office complex, it could be for commercial use. The reason why you are renting it out is for cash flow. And one thing I need to talk about here about cash flow is that when you have just one property, that's when some people will tell you it doesn't make sense. Truly, when you have one, it may not really make sense because you have invested 40 million naira and you are collecting 2 million naira yearly, which is more or less like just 5% of 40 million naira. You may say 5% is too small, even when treasury bills is around 10 to 12%. Now that would have been giving you like 4% yearly, 4 million naira yearly, as opposed to 2 million naira. But don't forget, one thing about real estate is that there are two sides to it. So you are having cash flow, but also your capital is appreciating. But in treasury bills, it remains the same. So that's the major misconception that people don't understand, that there are two sides by which you make money when it comes to doing for cash flow, which is you are collecting your cash flow and also the capital is appreciating. Do you understand? So that's I hope you understand that. So rental income. So when you have like 4 of that property, so which means you are collecting 2 million naira here, 2 million naira from this side, 2 million naira, which means 8 million naira. At the end of the day, you can see that this thing really makes sense. Do you understand? As opposed to you just collecting one. So and it is called passive income because it's just sustaining all your. From that passive income, you are able to cater for your living expenses. Then we have land flipping here. We have value appreciation here. Let me come here. Value appreciation. Value appreciation just means the property is appreciating. It is not something that is tangible yet. It is only tangible on paper. It is appreciating. I've cited the example of people who bought land for 1.5 million naira, and at the end of the day, maybe after 6 years, the land is now 40 million naira. You can see it is called value appreciation. Then we have land flipping and land banking. I've spoken about land flipping and land banking. One is short term, one is long term. Land banking is long term, while land flipping is short term. So why do I say this as a cash flow? You can decide to deploy this as a trading mechanism, as a trading strategy, which means you buy land in different locations, especially locations that are in high demand. You buy it and you resell. The moment you buy, you just leave it for a while, maybe you leave it for 5 months, a year, and you resell. So before you know it, what you are using that to do is to hedge against inflation. The current inflation of Nigeria at the time of making this video is 22.2%. So you need an investment strategy that can give you more than that, so that at the end, your funds is not being depreciated by the inflation rates. So you are hedging against inflation. So land flipping is a strategy you can use to hedge against inflation and to protect your assets. So rather than keeping money in the bank, you can be buying land and be reselling. Just make sure it is done right. Then we have leasing. For instance, you have land, you just have bare land. You can decide to lease it for farmland. You can decide to lease it for maybe recreational purposes, for recreational center. Somebody may come and say, okay, I want to use it for recreational center. So you can lease it out. So that's that. Then we have real estate investment trust scheme. When you put money also in real estate investment trust scheme, they give you shares. Do you understand? They give you dividend at the end of the day. Do you understand? So that is real estate. You can also maybe we'll still make video on real estate investment trust scheme later. Then land banking, it means you just buy land now, and the major reason is that you want it to appreciate. It is majorly for capital appreciation. And it's a good way to start. So is it that you start from capital appreciation, or you start from land banking, or you start from land flipping, or another one is you can start from real estate investment trust scheme. So that's why I said initially, when you are starting that, you should know your objective. Am I doing for cash flow, capital appreciation, or both? But for you to understand, because many people, their objective are their objective is somewhat elusive. You cannot really they can't really explain it. It's difficult to explain. But when you are sure, when you are clear, you have a clear-cut objective, you have a clear-cut goal about what you want to venture into, and this is your objective, you are able to perform well in that market. Let me put it that way. And we have property improvement, which means anything you spend on that property, you can be rest assured that you are increasing the value of that property. Whatever you do, maybe for instance you bought a land and you decide to fence it, that's property improvement. Anybody that wants to buy will surely pay for the fence and even pay something that is higher, because it gives people security. It gives them peace of mind that, okay, I'm buying a secure land, because to them the fenced land is secured. So it also gives it a premium when you improve your property. I hope with this I've been able to enlighten us on how to make money through real estate, the two C's, which is cash flow and capital appreciation. If you have any question, thoughts or comments, you can come down in the comment section below. I will attend to it there. And if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do by clicking on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we release a new video. Till we meet in our next video, stay blessed.